We now return to an earlier story where the Area 5 police are investigating the circumstances surrounding a brazen gun attack, which left one man dead and four others hospitalized. The community of Waterford in PMORE came under heavy gunfire Thursday night after a group of men were attacked last evening. Dead is 21-year-old Jesse James. Four others have been hospitalized, three in serious but stable condition, and the other is considered critical. Sometime after 9 o'clock, the men were sitting along the roadway in the Waterford community when a white Toyota Oxio motor car drove up. It's understood that three men alighted from the vehicle, firing several shots. When the shooting subsided, several persons were discovered suffering from gunshot wounds. They were rushed to hospital, and James died while undergoing treatment. The police have launched an investigation into the incident. Now, no motive has been established for the killing.
Yeah, my side. On screen, you're looking at a Marymount student that goes by the name of Khalila Lewis. I get to understand that Khalila Lewis was sent to school yesterday morning, but she didn't return home. You see me, I say? The people, our family, are asking kindly if nobody see or hear of Khalila Lewis, please reach out to the number 806-354-6336. You see, you pray. No jokes. When I go anything, school just start. Monday, me too early for them fuck here. Me a pray for you best, me no want to think you worse. You see me I say? Me a pray for you best, me no want to think you worse. Monday, me too early for this, bro. School just open. We don't want to think what we think. Go on, you know. No. You see me? In the meantime, my side, let's just share on this poster or this image of the young lady. You see me? Marymount High School is in St. Mary.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The video that you just listened to, audio from the video that you just listened to, is of a young girl that was missing. Man gave you her name. She attends Marymount High School, I am assuming. She has been missing. If you know anything about the school year, it probably start maybe about the 8th or so of September. That means just a couple of days ago. Now, people, when we hear stuff like this, students being missing, especially girl children, it is reasons for concern because we've seen the very disturbing trend in which children are getting missing, and then whenever we find them, is either them end up in some sorts of shallow grave and their bodies violated in the worstest way. Now, people, if we should choose the lesser of two evils, we would probably be better or feel better to know that this girl went by some boyfriend house, some sorts of man house, and people, I am not saying that it is justified, me just as say. If we have to choose the lesser of two evils, it is rather we know that, well, we know say she can't come back home. There's a possibility that she will come back home, rather than knowing that she was taken out. People, hopefully, we hope for the best, keep our fingers crossed, hope for the best, and kind of expect the worst. Don't be surprised if she show up and say, she did there some sorts of man or friend's house. Hopefully. Point blank and period.
Peace, y'all. My beautiful daughter, Jada, was shot and killed last night in Jamaica. She was down there with her mother, planning on coming up to school here. She wanted to go to Howard. Please keep me and my family in your prayers. A burglar broke in. This is the story I heard. She went out there to check something, and the person shot her. Jada, I love you.
So the next thing that is popping in the news is based off the video that we just saw of a father obviously in distress, distraught, after getting news that his daughter, 18-year-old Queens High School student known as Jada, was taken away in an area uptown known as Smokyville. Just in case you've never heard the story, some criminals, at least 2 gunmen or so, invaded the premises, the house. The daughter, Jada, got up, went to investigate to see what was going on. It is said that in a mode of panic, one of the men blazed up some can, hitting her in the upper body, at least in the head. She was rushed to the hospital, however, too late was the call. So based on this video that I am seeing, and people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. Understand that this is social media, and understand that this man might have just heard about the story and claims that he is the father. Whether or not he is a father or not, and if he is the father, condolences. The feeling or grief is going to be the same. The feelings and grief as echoed many, many times, hundreds of times, thousands of times in Jamaica, because we've seen so many children get taken out way, way before their time, especially in such a brutal way. Hopefully, if this is the father, he can find peace. Hopefully, this little girl will find peace wherever she goes, because we know, say, in Jamaica, one of the most violent places on planet Earth. Very sad you can lose your life in the garrison, lose your life uptown. We're all equal opportunity targets, point blank and period.
The Clarendon police are investigating the shooting death of a security guard attached to the Border Patrol security company last night. According to reports, 55-year-old Anthony Jones was at Millennium Mall when he was shot by a lone gunman. It's understood the gunman escaped in a waiting silver Kingfish motor car. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, Jones was found lying face down with what appeared to be multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body. It's understood Jones survived a gun attack at the same location 2 years ago.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, based off the video that you just heard, courtesy of TVJ News, they were speaking about a shooting that took place at Millennium Mall, that is in Mineral Heights, where a man known as Anthony Jones was taken out, 55-year-old. Based on the information that I gave you in a video that I did yesterday, I said that this man is aligned to the Canaan Heights era. This man is the Don, or what them call community leader. Now, people, it is quite obvious that there's a thin line between the community leader and the Don, regular employee, worker, businessman, and criminal. We're kind of confused right now, because it seems as if persons who call themselves businessmen, call themselves community leaders, are getting entangled in all sorts of dirty bungle. Now, in the video that I did yesterday, for persons that watch that video, would be the video before this one, I think, I said that the same thing happened to this man. They tried to kill him before, maybe about a year or so. Well, people, I was a little bit incorrect. It was about 2 years ago. Based on what the people in the news had to say, TVJ, which you would consider to be a very credible news media for the most part. So people, based on what I told you in the video, maybe about 24 to 48 hours ago, it is consistent with what the news is saying. This man survived an attack, not 1 year, but 2 years ago. So therefore, it tells you that the source of my information would be credible. It is consistent with what the news is saying. Now, when you think about the fact that this man almost lost his life 2 years ago, and then this man finally lost his life 2 years later, based on the information that I told you, this man is no security guard. This man is no ordinary businessman, because based on the information that I got from the same source that told me that he almost lost his life in the same fashion a year or so ago, it is said that he is actually the Don, the shot caller from Canaan Heights. And 2 years ago, when those persons tried to take him out, it is said that he then put out a hit on those persons, and those 1 or 2 or whatever hits were successful. So people, like I told before, based on what my source is telling me, word on the street, this was a reprisal for them failing to take him out 2 years ago, and then he then plan a hit that was successful, so now them come back and get him. So it is tit for tat, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You take away one of ours, we take away one of yours, vice versa, point blank and period.
Now our relationship gone sour. Wife and husband and stepdaughter involved. According to the wife, she said her husband was having sex with his daughter, which is his stepdaughter, not their husband daughter. But she's have consent over 17-year-old. And she find out, so she decided she want to end the relationship and cut. But that was not it. The man stopped on the road and spat her. Come out time car, start to lash her left, right, and center with a 28, which we call a cutlass. Pam, 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 all over her body, about 14 slap, and said, you must chop off her head. We don't condone no beating of woman, no abuse verbally, mentally, emotionally, or financially. If the relationship is not working out, please go or end it peacefully and calm. But the other side of the story that we hear, the wife is the problem. According to what we hear, when the one says alleged, but according to what we hear, the husband find out the wife is cheating because he said the husband can't satisfy me anymore. So he have a man on the side. And the husband find out. And here the drama continue. So the excuse come up with having sex with his stepdaughter and the bangarang. Now we see what's taking place. If this is real or this is fake or this is hacked. The beating with the cutlass is not acting because we don't condone it and it should never take place from the beginning. Wife, why? The relationship not working out sexually. Why cheat on the man? And we hear say it's the man's best friend. Why? And why set up the man and say the man sex off your daughter? We should know it is not truth. Why? We are warning. We are warning now. I hope one is right and one is wrong.
So the next thing that is popping in the news is based off a viral video that has been making its round over social media, in which a man was seen chasing down his wife with a machete. Him hold on pan her and him give her a couple clothings, maybe about 14 to 20 clothings. Now, in this video, you could have heard the hits, the slap, the echoing of the machete on this lady body as they connected. You could hear her screaming, running, begging, and hollering for her life. All the while, the man a clot her with the machete, it seems as if he did not CHOP her. However, he threatened that, you want me, take off your head. Now, people, when we heard that, based on the motive that we were hearing, is that the wife caught the husband having SEX or heard about him having SEX with them little pitney who happened to be 17-year-old. Based on what this man is saying now, this all took place in the parish of Trelawney. However, based on what this man is saying and based on word on the street is that the motive for it was that the lady was actually cheating upon the man, and when him find out, because I guess he was not performing properly with the bedroom work or bedwork sensation. When him kind of find out, she tried to use reverse psychology and claims the reason why them broke up is because she here got wind or saw him or knew that he was taking advantage, jumping over the fence of her little daughter, which would be his stepdaughter. Now, people, whatever the circumstances are, two wrongs does not make a right, and I'm going to explain the wrong. Even if you have a woman, a wife, whatever, and she's cheating on you, you have zero justification for clot her, lick her, puff her up in any sort of way, especially with a machete, chase her, run her down, and clot her a couple of times. There is never any sort of justification. If she give you a bun, you should know in life, bun is inevitable. Somebody somewhere at one point in your life is going to get burned. So that is why you are supposed to make sure that you are compatible with somebody on the same level, sexually. Your wife cannot have white liver and you cannot deliver. Don't steal that one. Me know it's on a thief, everything else. So I'm saying, even if she was cheating, that would have been no justification. On the other side, the woman, if you are going to use reverse psychology because you were cheating on the man and the man find out and then you are going to claim that the man had do that is something very dangerous. That is a very dangerous risk that you're taking because nobody wants their name to be associated with jumping over the fence of a woman, meaning man or man jumping over the fence of a woman, vice versa, especially if I pick me, especially if you are the stepfather, stepdad, whatever you want to call it. So people may just say, and again, even if that is the case, that this lady was using reverse psychology upon the cheating or burning, this man had no sorts of justification. But like I've always said, don't start no ish, won't be no ish. For every action, there's an equal, lot of times not equal, meaning deadly reaction. And such is the case. Well, not such is the case because it could have turned out worse, but it was bad as bad can get without taking anybody's life. People may just say, do the right thing or the wrong thing is going to do. Uno, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on several pictures that have been making their rounds on social media. It is said that a police at the police training school, a trainee, clot up him roommates with an iron object. They did not say if it's a machete, if it's a chair back, whatever the case is, stovetop people. Me not really know. However, based on the pictures that I saw, this man was seen with some visible cocal, missing teeth or tooths, and at least one of his ears looked like Mike Tyson got a hold of it. However, he was not able to complete the task. Him just bite it and rip it. Now, people, when we think about the facts, and obviously I cannot show these pictures because of YouTube's policy against graphic nature. When we think about the fact that this man is a police or a police in training, and before he could exit, get him degree, get him police license, whatever them call it, him a act up, he is showing a whole bunch of anger management problem. So we can only come to the conclusion that he does not really have the temperament of patience to be a popo. But then again, that is the temperament of most police based on what we are seeing and people. No disrespect to the good police. However, there are a lot of bad apples out there. And like them say, one bad apple can spoil the whole, you know what, bunch. Some just say, just imagine if this man is acting like that and I don't know the circumstances as to how this started, the motive. But based on the violent nature of how he reacted, if this was not self-defense, and I doubt that it is self-defense based on the fact that he was officially charged. So that means that they must have done some preliminary investigation and come to the conclusion that he was wrong, like bang. People may just say it's a good thing that he showed his true colors. Because just imagine somebody like this is out on the street representing the JSF that already have more than enough black eye, cut ears, pipe eye up, rate, lele, blue, blah, blank, point blank, and period.
Yes, Max, sit up on the spot. I hope a gunshot. Yeah, man, inside of the house there. Oh, boy, may I tell you. And then fling behind the building, yeah, brother. Yeah. Just have to reset up. You say early, the Friday, please.
So the next thing that is popping in the news based off the video that you just saw, we heard about that incident unless, of course, you've been living under a rock with the shootout in the Mandeville era. Brown man take away a man known as Eggman. Police went to Brown man's house and all hell broke loose. After the smoke cleared, Brown man was seen clutching on to his life, laying at the back of the police vehicle, the police van. It is said that they found at least 700 and something rounds and some sorts of unusual rifle, high-powered rifle. We've seen the pictures, we've seen the videos of outside of the house, external. However, we've never seen the interior, at least I have never seen the interior. Maybe your favorite bloggers might have shown it, I would not know. So anyways, people, when we look at this, look at how these walls, these windows, these furnitures were riddled with bullets. It is no joke. There was no way anybody was going to survive in that house because it seemed as if at least every little millimeter of the house was sprayed up. And when I say sprayed up, me I talk about Dagon, me I talk about Pyro, me I talk about Raid. Everything hit it. So I say this to say that we've heard all sorts of stuff on social media saying that Brown Man might have taken away himself. Whatever the case is, if he did not, the police definitely would have taken him out. Based on the amount of holes, based on the amount of rounds, based on the amount of everything that we see in this video, it was only inevitable. The chances are, possibilities are that he would have DIED, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.